My girlfriend tried to change who I am, and now I want to leave her.
I can't change.
I, 30 male, met her 32 female earlier this year. We were fast friends within a month of meeting and dating after a month, and we had been official for around 6 months or so. I met her on a night out with some friends. By the way, this comes from user Pam T. Wearer123, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give you a little bit of good advice, goofily, but we don't have all the answers. We're just a bunch of goofballs. So if you would do something different, why don't you just let us know in the comments? And OP says, we live separately, but she spent a lot of time at my house as it is nearer to where she works. Our relationship started really nicely. I felt like we just got on really well, and she was really supportive of me as well. But recently, she had been quite pushy about me making changes to my lifestyle and seemed angry and disappointed with the results. The two big ones were my work and what I wear. As for my work, I work at the same store I've worked at since I was 16. It's just an easy job, pays my bills, and I know how to do everything there. I am basically a manager without the responsibility of actually being a manager, since I don't want that level of responsibility for no extra pay. I also make money via stocks and cryptocurrencies, so I don't struggle for money. As for what I like to wear, I have many jumpers and t-shirts of an emo band my friends and I loved when we were young. I genuinely have like 50 or so that I wear a lot because it makes me happy and does not hurt anyone either. I admit I have a bit of a problem with anxiety. Familiarity helps me cope with it. And some family think I might have OCD, but I have never been diagnosed. I think if you're wearing 50 of the same t-shirt, my guy, you might have it.
We're going to pause. So you're 30.
His entire wardrobe is just this one band.
You're 30 years old. You're 30 years old. We have 50 shirts of the same band. You work at the same job that you worked at 16. Have not had a pay raise?
Apparently not.
You're not a manager. You do all the manager tasks.
No, you don't.
Sorry, you get paid the same as a manager, but you don't do the manager tasks.
He's basically a manager.
Basically a manager, but you're not a manager, so there's no actual
Also,
upward.
He's basically a manager with no manager
movement.
pay.
Are you sure there's not a pay increase to being a manager?
Because usually there is a pay increase. That's why there is a manager
Did you just
position.
assume that?
The point is, I understand why your girlfriend might be mad.
My girlfriend, a few weeks ago, expressed frustration with my clothes, saying I need to grow up and get new ones. She spends a lot of money to get whatever clothes are in fashion, and I don't have a problem with that, as it's her money to spend, and she's not hurting anyone. But I do not know why she has a problem with my clothes. The argument was big, but resolved, and we went shopping and bought some nice new clothes.
Sick.
They were actually quite nice, and I like wearing them too. A few days later, I was wearing a band t-shirt again because the new clothes were in the wash, and she was really angry about it.
That's
Uh-oh. I explained the new clothes were in the wash, and it was not decided that I would completely stop wearing the band stuff. She would not talk to me for the rest of the day.
Well, that's silly.
Why was this not brought up at the very beginning of your relationship?
Well, I think she probably expected him to change, but I think that's a little unreasonable to expect a person to just change completely and not wear the things that they like to wear. Like, he's already changing and adapting in certain ways, and I think it's unreasonable for her to say you can't do anything that you used to like to do because you have to do it my way.
Of course. The next day, she had cooled off and explained that she thinks new clothes will help me grow as a person. We talked a long time, and I eventually agreed to get rid of the band clothes. While I was packing them up, I started crying, and she called me stupid.
Oh,
Bro,
no. It's over.
Yeah, it's
you
over.
break up with this person,
That's
dude.
really rude.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's not like I want to help you change. I think that you would look really nice in these clothes. That's like I hate who you are, and I want you to completely change everything about yourself.
She's treating OP like a Ken doll.
Yeah, and that's grody.
Yeah. I asked her to leave. She came back a few hours later, and we made up. I packed the boxes into my car and told her I was going to donate them.
No.
She was really pleased and said I was making the right choice getting rid of them. I did not donate them.
Good.
I took them to work, and I'm keeping them there until further notice. My boss was confused,
OP, if
but
you
understanding.
if you feel the need to hide the fact that you have these clothes, you're an adult. You're a 30-year-old adult. You're allowed to have the clothes that you like. She cannot tell you to get rid of them.
Yeah, for real. Like, what?
She can advise. She can suggest. She cannot force you to do anything.
Yeah, the next thing she's gonna do is like, oh, you like this band? Never play that music ever
You can never
again.
listen to it again. Yeah.
Come on now. I got back home and she had ordered me lots of new clothes. Without you?
That's weird.
She told me she understands it was upsetting, but I would be better off for it. That night, a few hours later, she wanted to talk about my work and why I was not a manager. I explained I do not want to be. She had been distant and only talked about how I should ask to be a manager. I kept explaining why I do not want to be, and I would not even be paid more, nor is there a need for it at the store. She kept saying that I need to fight for a pay rise so I can treat us to nice things. I told her that is not how it works, and that I make money in other ways, and she has her own money too, so it shouldn't matter. She shouted at me that I'm useless and stormed out. My boss also told me she called the store and asked why I'm not a manager.
That's crazy.
I think both of you need to be making your way to a doctor's office to
Yeah.
get diagnosed
Yeah.
with something.
Yeah.
She's going to get diagnosed with mean, over-controlling girlfriend disease.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what you'll get, but I would
get
I would
something.
bet money on something.
Yeah.
And that's okay. It's just we should be informed.
So that we know how to manage it.
After being upset and feeling useless for a few hours, I decided I don't want to be with her. I realized I don't see my friends as much as I used to because she likes to spend all our free time just us.
Concerning.
I just do not feel happy with her anymore and feel like she actually acted differently when we started out just to get close to me. She even said she loved all the band stuff when I first showed her.
So she
Ah.
lied.
I think she may be right that the new clothes might help me a bit. I genuinely appreciate that and like how I look in some of the clothes we bought. But I also liked how I looked in the band stuff and still think it was not over the top. I would normally just wear jeans and a t-shirt or jumper anyway. I don't think it's as ridiculous as she said it was. I just thought of it as a wearable collection. People collect weirder things. As well as this, I really don't like that I lied to her about donating the band stuff. It felt horrible and dishonest. My boss and colleagues could tell something was off when I took the boxes into work. I try to be honest as I do not want to upset people. Anyway, I wanted to break up with her, but I knew it was going to be difficult. She is good at talking me into stuff, but my mind was made up 100%.
Good.
I was not sure how or when to do it, though. I felt really anxious about it. And there's a 7-day later update.
Let me guess. 7 days later, you did it.
Here's how you break up with her.
Yeah.
You go, we're done. We're breaking up.
Done. You're mean to me.
You see
You're
this
mean.
band, babe? It was never a phase.
It
You're
was
a mean
never
lady,
phased, babe.
And I'm
You're
pretty sure that
mean.
gold ring that you have that lights up when you put it in the fire is actually the One Ring. And you are Sauron the Deceiver, the evilest man of all the land.
It's true. I knew it.
7 days later.
So long and good night.
Some things I want to address first. I work at the same place I have done for years because of my anxiety. I know how to do everything at my job, and it helps me feel grounded and not worry. When I said I'm basically a manager, I meant that I sometimes fill in shifts and responsibilities for them. And we have talked about me officially being manager before, but it's not what I want. I don't want to take my work home with me and never be able to switch off like I see some of them do. That said, I do want to have some more ambition in my life going forward, and I'm going to be looking at other ventures. My clothes, my band clothes are now back at my house. I still have the new clothes we bought as I paid for a lot of them, and I plan to continue wearing them too. I can see what she meant by wanting me to wear new clothes. I just don't like her end goal or the way she went about it. For the people who think I dress like these goth people dancing under a bridge, I do not. It is usually just a band tee or jumper with some normal jeans. I'm not a teenager, just a 30-year-old who still loves the same band. Okay, so now the main story. I took advice from some responses. We lived separately, so there was no lease issues, but I did change my lock since I had given her a key a few months ago. As for the breakup, it did not go well, but it did go at least. I was at home thinking of how to do it, which cafe or restaurant I would do it in, and she finished work and came to mine without prior discussion, which isn't unusual for her. She could tell something was off, And since I had been thinking about it for hours, I was 150% sure I wanted to do it, so I just did it at home. I told her I had lied about donating my clothes and I had taken them to work instead. She was angry and called me a liar, which is what she is.
Yeah.
I apologized and explained that I felt a lot of unfair pressure to get rid of them when I did not really want to, and my collection wasn't hurting anyone. I did not feel the argument was fair and feel she made me lie, but I hate saying stuff like that, so I left it alone. Then I told her I was really annoyed about her calling my boss. She said she was sorry, but I should be a manager, and I said that was okay. She looked confused, but accepted it. Then I said I don't want to be with her anymore, and I wanted her to leave.
Heck yeah.
Yeah. I said my mind was made up, and technically we already had broken up. She called me pathetic as she walked out and slammed the door.
Nice.
Hey, boing fwip, boing fwip. That's your words bouncing off of me and sticking to you. I sent her a message about picking up her stuff. There's not much here, so maybe she doesn't want to. I called my boss to explain the situation and be wary of contact from her. We have worked together for years and are good friends, so he was understanding and said he would help if I needed it. As for me, I do want to work on myself a bit, partly because of things she said, but not for the same reasons. Just for me to grow a bit in terms of work experience and fashion sense. I will be buying more smart, casual clothes to wear as well. I don't think I will ever fully stop wearing band clothes, though. And by the way, you never have to stop listening to full episodes with stories just like this one on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime, and you can listen until all of your band t-shirts have holes in them and you have to buy new ones.
It's true. Long time.
Let's go ahead and finish this story. I am feeling weird, but okay. It feels great to have acted decisively. I've not felt sad yet, nor happy either, just relieved mostly. Some of her stuff is still here, and it feels weird to see it, knowing it will never be that way again. It's okay. She sucked, bro.
You'll find someone better. You'll find someone better.
She stunk.
Stinky.
Shoo-wee.
I was gonna say the only positive thing she did was like kind of expand your wardrobe,
Yeah.
but
And,
like in a negative way.
Mm-hmm.
I do not know how to describe the feeling. I have spoken to friends about it and will be seeing them soon. I do not know what she has been up to or what she will do. I'm not sure if I want to. There's nothing left for me with her anyway. Thank you to everyone for the kind words. It felt good to know I was not being treated fairly and was not being stupid like she said. Some even messaged me with similar stuff or how much they liked their partners with similar habits to my band clothes, which was really nice. Yeah, you can find someone who just likes you for you, dude. That's like, that really is the key. It's like, sure, like wanting to change someone's fashion sense is one thing, but like being like, yeah, the stuff that you like is pathetic and dumb.
It's so rude.
Whoa, dude.
Like your partner can influence you to expand your worldview, but the second that they're just calling you dumb and stupid.
And I think you do need to get I mean, it sounds like you have something. You said people, you have anxiety. I don't know if that's self-diagnosed or not. You said that there's people around you that think you might have OCD. I think you should just go get that, go get screened for that so you can figure out how to manage, your day-to-day existence,
Also, get a raise.
Get a raise. Get a raise.
Hikey,
You deserve it. If you've been there for like
get a raise.
16
You've
years,
been there
get a
for almost
raise.
2 decades.
Yeah.
One reason I still wear the band tees is sometimes other fans spot them and we have a nice conversation and always end up smiling. It is just nice.
That's how I feel when I wear my 49ers jersey. All of the 49ers come up to me.
All 49 of them?
All 49 of them. No, all the 49er fans come up to me and they're like, "Oh, look, yay!" And then they start asking me questions about. I feel like I'm being tested every time I wear it. Literally, they come up and they're like,
"You're living a lie. You're living a lie."
Like favorite. I'm like, "Oh no."
I already gave you your cheat sheet.
I know. I tell them that.
Okay.
They don't ask follow-up questions, but it's just hard.
And they give you a high five again. You're like,
Yeah,
you're
do.
right.
I liked Joe Montana better on the Chiefs.
My girlfriend lied about having lunch with coworkers, but now she's the angry one.
Yeah, angry that she got caught in a lie.
So my girlfriend texted me that she was going out to lunch with a group of friends to celebrate 2 interns finishing their internship this Friday. I said, cool, have fun. They work in downtown Denver, where there are hundreds of restaurants and bars to walk to from work. But they decided to go to a restaurant like 40 minutes away from work So they drove to the restaurant. By the way, this comes from Jazz2Live, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OKStorytime subreddit. I'm Sophia.
I'm Dakota.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give good advice, Goofly, but we don't have all the answers. We only know what we'd do. So let us know what you would do in the comments. And OP says, 30 minutes pass, and I get a call from a friend. She says, hey, I just saw your girl eating lunch with some older guy. I replied and told her, oh yeah, she's out with some coworkers. Then my friend's like, no, it's just her and some guy. So I start to text my girlfriend asking how lunch is going and who all went. And she tells me, well, the 2 interns and like 4 other people. I was like, are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
And she said, yes. Why? I tell her that I just got a call from a friend and described her and her guy friend and that it is only 2 of them. She tries to backtrack and says, oh, yeah, the other people ditched us. I told her, stop lying. You and this other guy were the only ones going out to eat from the beginning, and you made up the whole story as a cover-up. And she tried to blame me and said that she did not believe that a friend of mine called and that I was following her and I was a creeper and a liar. I was like, please, you got caught, and now you're trying to blame me for it. And no, I did not follow you, so stop with the lying. My specific question, I feel like my girl is either cheating on me or she was just too scared to tell me that she was going out to lunch with a male coworker. What do you think I should do? By the way, we've been together for 7 years and I have a 4-year-old daughter.
Well, that makes it a little more complicated. I think it's incredibly telling that she immediately tried to make you sound like an insane stalker
Yep.
for calling her out on a lie.
Yeah, she lied to you. I think she is cheating on you.
Yeah, that makes me feel like the
yeah.
reason she did that is because she has a very, 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 very good reason to.
That's what I think. Why did she have to lie about it and then try to blame me for it? Here is a follow-up. Thank you for all the support. It really helps reading all the feedback. So I can honestly say that when we first met, I was not ready for a relationship. I had been single for 3 years and I was having fun. But on the other hand, my girlfriend had been single only a month before we got together.
Dang.
In her own words, she fell in love with me the first time she saw me. The first years were very good. Even though I did not want to be in a relationship, I still respected my girlfriend and treated her with respect. There were a few times that I wanted to end the relationship because my girlfriend was very insecure and jealous. I could not talk to any girls at work or anywhere because she would think I was trying to cheat. Yikes. I couldn't even eat lunch with one of my friends from work because some of his friends who were girls would stop by and talk to us. And once again, my girlfriend would get jealous and think I was cheating.
So,
Break up.
Great snakes, Mr. Tintin.
Break up.
This is Projection 101.
Yeah.
She's worried about every single person you talk to because she knows that she is down to cheat, which means she assumes you are as well.
Yep. I do have to admit that my girlfriend was the glue to our relationship because anytime I wanted to break up, she was stubborn and would not give up on us. She would do all kind of nice things for me. She even bought me a boxer puppy, which she found out was my favorite breed. Later, I found out she bought the puppy so that we could stay together.
Wow, that one was obvious, right?
I never
Didn't
thought.
you already? Did you? So I guess that was before you had the baby, right?
Yeah.
Did you have the baby so you'd stay together?
Oh,
Yikes.
no.
This is terrible. I never thought my girlfriend would cheat on me or even think of doing something like that. She was so in love with me that I didn't even have to try. All 7 years together, I thought we were good until 2024. You literally just told us that you tried to break up with her multiple times. That's not good. She had just gotten promoted and was making more money than I was. Things started to change. She started drinking, which she had never done with me. She started smoking the devil's lettuce every single day. It did not bother me since I would do it once in a while, but then she would go out with one of her girlfriends that also smoked the devil's lettuce. They would go out every Friday from 8 p.m. to midnight smoking the devil's lettuce at the park.
What are we, 14?
I felt like she was acting better than I was, that she really did not need me at all. She started going out with her friends, even though the first 6 years she would not go out a single time with her friends because she would rather stay home and chill. I also stayed home because I felt bad that she would not go out with her friends, so I didn't think it was fair for me to do so. In 2024, the beginning of January is when she told me that she was not happy in the relationship, but that she wanted to work things out. She wanted to help out more with our baby, stop watching sports or TV, and spend more time with her and the baby. I thought I was doing enough, but I guess I was wrong. I cut the cable, I started hanging out with them more and taking our daughter to the park. I cleaned the house while she cooked. I even did our daughter's laundry. I say even. While I was doing all these new things and trying to make our relationship better, I found out that she was texting a coworker every single day from Monday through Friday from 7:30 a.m. when she would start work to 3:30 p.m. when she would get off work. This started in the middle of January until April 12th, 2024. The only reason I found out about it in March 2024 was because we had an argument March 23rd. Before the big argument on March 20th, I was helping her with a work project that she had to do a presentation on. I helped her a few times, and on the 20th of March, she asked me again to help her late at night. And I was like, no, I'm tired and I'm going to bed. Besides, we practiced so many times and I believe you are ready for it. I saw her get upset and annoyed, so I decided to help her out, but she was still mad at me. Then on the next day, March 21st, she did not communicate with me that she was going to go out with her friends and that I had to watch our baby. I was not mad that she was going out. I was more upset that she had not given me a heads up. Then on the 22nd of March, she decided at the last minute she was going to hang out with one of her friends and her kids. She asked me if I wanted to go out with them, but I said no, because it was only going to be her friend and 2 kids, and her friend's mom and my girlfriend and our daughter. So I stayed home and chilled. I later found out that she was mad because I didn't go with them.
I mean, why wouldn't you go with them? I understand being a little frustrated. It's like, yeah, you didn't just like go somewhere as a family for no other reason than to just chill. That seems kind of annoying. I don't know, man. All of this sounds a little like.
And then wait, OP says, I told her the reason I didn't go is because I was going to be the only male and it would be best if it was just them.
Are you afraid of women?
What's the problem, dude?
Yeah, like what's going? Like I don't get it. Going with your kid.
Yeah.
Like what's the
issue?
What's the big deal?
March 23rd, during the middle of the day, she started saying some things which I thought were very disrespectful to me. I called her out on it and she just blew up and told me that she was done with our relationship. She said she was fed up with me not really helping out, supporting her career, not hanging out with her friends, and not being the cuddling type. I was so upset that I even said, fine, we are done.
Well, it sounds like you guys are just not really synced up properly, you know?
Yep.
I mean, her probably cheating on you is definitely not cool.
No.
But it sounds like this hasn't been cool for a long time.
We really did not talk or hang out the rest of the weekend. On Monday, I went to get our mail and I opened up our phone bill. And that is when I discovered that she had been texting a coworker for a few months. I told her that she was having an emotional affair, but she denied it. It was someone in her team who was a little bit higher position than her. He lives out on the East Coast with his wife and 2 kids. I wasn't really worried about it because he lived out on the East Coast while we were in Denver, Colorado. But I was worried about how many times they were texting each other. It reminded me of when we first got together and were texting every day like we were in high school again. She kept telling me that it wasn't an emotional affair and that all they talked about was work, his kids, the things he would like to do after work and sports, which she never talked to me about. I told her that I really did not feel comfortable with this situation. I understood they worked in the same team and would talk. I told her that I was okay with it as long as they did not talk about personal things. She promised that she would stop talking to him or texting him and that she would keep the conversation professional and work-related. 2 weeks passed, and once again, I discovered that she had been talking to him about personal things, and I was like, I'm done. I have lost trust in you. She apologized and once again promised that this would not happen again. Ever since I lost trust in her, I started to question her, like, how come you do not text me back right away like you used to? Or how come you changed your work schedule? Or why does it take you longer to get to work when it usually would take us like 30 to 45 minutes? She got fed up very quickly with me asking those types of questions, so I promised I would stop, and I did. but I still did not trust her 100%. She'd always been good at communicating with me, like telling me when she was going to the gym to work out, or when she was going tanning, or when she was about to leave work and head home. All that stopped, and there was no communication. It was hard for me at first, but I adjusted to the new changes. I stopped worrying about things and just went back to my old self where I really did not care what would happen in our relationship. That's
What are we
bad.
doing, OP?
Why are we
Yeah,
here?
I don't know. It's
He's like,
just
I went back to the old place where I just didn't care about our love at all, or we didn't have any love and it was fine.
And then you're just like, I am shocked that she has sought outside sources of affection and companionship. It's like, you can't even hang out with her and her friends. Like, I might not, yeah.
You guys
come
just
on,
don't
man.
like each other. I had faith in God. If this relationship was going to work, then it will.
Dang, that is the most annoying cop-out of all time.
And if not, then God had other plans for me. Then in July, she and this other coworker who actually worked in the same building and same floor started talking. She told me about him, how he was a manager and he was in the department where she wanted to make her next career move. She also told me that he was the only manager that would talk to everyone and respected everyone, that he didn't have a big ego because he was an upper manager. By the way, I would respect if you listen to full episodes of stories just like this. Just go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or iHeartRadio and search up OK Storytime. There is a little bit left to this story. What are you doing, dude? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I just don't like either side of this, you know?
Yeah, no.
It's like, instead of
She's
just
probably
like
cheating.
immediately looking for like, I mean, she should have come to you and been like, I'm just like not okay. And we need to figure out how to make this work. And you need to snap out of it and wake up and realize that God's not going to swoop down and save your marriage for you.
Nope.
Like, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, you've been sent all of these signs of how bad your relationship is, and you're just like, well,
Yeah.
maybe I'll get a sign someday.
It's like, it reminds me of that scene from Bruce Almighty where he's like, God, just please give me a sign. And then a truck that just has a bajillion stop signs on the back of it at him pulls in front of him. And he just goes, oh, come on. And he like speeds around it. It's like, dude,
Pay attention.
what do you want?
But OP says, so on July 18th, while she was at work and warming up her lunch, she bumped into the new guy, the manager. They somehow had a conversation about a pizza restaurant and that maybe they should go out to lunch there someday. So they made plans to go to the pizza restaurant the following week, July 26th. But things did not work out because my girlfriend's sister came to visit. So she took time off and had to cancel her lunch with the manager. Then the following week, after she was back in the office, she and the manager set up a new date, and it would be August 6th. She never communicated with me about going out to lunch with this manager, but she did tell me about how she and a few of her friends were going to meet up for dinner on August 2nd. So on August 6th, she calls me to let me know if it would be okay if she went out to lunch during work with a few friends, because there were 2 interns finishing their internship, so they were going to celebrate. Now you know what happens next.
So what? Not really.
I hope that what happens next is a breakup or divorce. No, it's breakup. Yeah, breakup.
I don't know. OP.
Yeah, this is a bad relationship, OP.
That was yeah.
My fiance accused me of taking advantage of him financially when I'm really struggling.
You're not even taking advantage very well.
Backstory. I, 29 female, have been with my fiancé, 33 male, for 5 years, and he has always had an issue with my finances. We've lived together for 4 years and are set to get married next summer. He does well for himself, makes decent money. He owns a 2012 Harley, a new 2013 truck, and bought our house about a year and a half ago. I am genuinely proud of him. He works hard and deserves everything he has. By the way, this comes from a deleted user, and if you want to submit your own stories, go to the r/OK Storytime subreddit. I'm Dakota.
I'm Sophia.
I'm Keon.
And we're here to give you a little bit of good advice, goofily. When we don't have all the answers, we only know what we do, so if you do something different, let us know in the comments. And OP says, I've struggled with financial irresponsibility in the past, but I have changed. The only thing I really spend money on for myself is ciggies. Oh, little ciggies.
Tisk tisk, OP.
Yes, it's nasty. It's an expensive habit, I know, but It's my only indulgence, and it helps me cope. Wrong!
Bad. Bad,
You
bad, bad,
have
bad.
been
You're tricking yourself.
brainwashed by big tobacco.
Yeah, it doesn't help you cope. You would be able to cope without it. You just have to get through
What
that.
it actually does is it makes your coping
Yeah.
skills
Worse.
decrease.
Yeah,
And so
'cause you're
that
reliant.
you need the thing to help you cope, which makes you feel like it makes you cope better. But
Yeah.
really, it's already reduced your baseline coping ability.
Yep. Yep. I have no further additions.
Now I'm fighting a new battle. The Battle of Helm's Deep. I decided to go back to school a few years ago to better myself and hopefully get a job that pays well enough to support our future. After a couple of years of taking classes part-time and getting nowhere, I finally enrolled full-time. I was bartending, but I had to quit after the place I worked at screwed up my schedule. Between full-time school and a part-time job, I could not make it work, and they wouldn't accommodate me, so I left. This semester is especially tough. On top of classes, I have field work outside of school. I still have a part-time job making $11 an hour, but with recent management changes, my hours were cut drastically. I cannot pay my bills. Lately, I have been seriously depressed. I cannot sleep. My stomach is in knots. I am constantly worried, having panic attacks. The gym has been the only thing helping me cope, but I'm going to have to cancel that soon, too. I don't even know how I'm going to afford gas for school or work next month. I have not paid my car taxes all year.
Oh my
Creditors
gosh.
are calling, mostly for medical bills from surgery last year and one credit card.
Now, okay, I hate running, but it is free. So if you want to exercise, and because exercising every day is important,
Yeah,
it makes you feel good.
it's free, but you pay for it with your knees.
Push-ups.
Yeah, I personally hate running. I
sit-ups.
don't run. I walk or I hike. So you could also do that. But those are both free forms if that's like an issue.
My fiancé accuses me of taking advantage of him. He tells me I have nothing to worry about because he's here, but it doesn't come from a place of support. It feels more resentful. I do everything I can at home, cleaning, laundry, all of it, but I cannot afford groceries, so we rarely have food in the house. Even when I have time to cook, there's nothing to cook. I have been applying to other jobs, but no one has called me back. The silence just increases my anxiety and makes me feel even more defeated. Changing jobs would be stressful. Staying where I am is stressful, and I have a tendency to overextend myself. My fiancé does not help. He gets meaner the more stressed I get, and he says really hurtful things. Right now, I just feel worthless, helpless. I don't know how we're going to make it through. I'm sorry for the novel, but I guess my question is this normal in a relationship with financial difficulties? Am I really taking advantage of him like he says? What more can I do? Any serious advice on how to fix this? And there are comments.
If your partner right now before you got married is telling you that you are taking financial advantage of him while you are actively unable to even buy food, doesn't seem like you are really taking any of his finances, and is also just being awful and mean to you, probably not a person we want to get married to. Because when you're
Yeah.
married, you're supposed to, usually split in finances.
I mean, it really feels like it's like, well, yeah, you don't have to worry, I have it taken care of, and then it comes from that place of like, well, yeah, because I'm the man, I have to. It's like that's what it's expected, but it's like, no, he just doesn't want to have a productive
Yeah.
conversation or context. He just wants to have a context where it's like, see, I do everything around here, and I pull my weight. And it's like, not even, buddy. You guys can't afford food.
Yeah,
So
he's
you're
not
going to
really
have to sit down and
you're not really
figure out
pulling
how to
weight.
make it work. You know? What are you, yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, if she's taking financial advantage of you and can't eat, you're not really making a lot of money, bud.
Comments. Marriage is supposed to be a partnership, and the engagement period is like a trial run for that partnership. Since something like planning a wedding together is among one of the more stressful experiences a couple faces. I'm not reading much that leads me to think you two are in a partnership. I mean, you're going to school full time in hopes of securing a degree that will exponentially increase your earning potential post graduation. You will both benefit from that, so it seems to me that he could be more supportive, with a little less of the begrudging part and a lot less of the meanness. I just really see the absence of any true sense of partnership in what you have written, and I find that worrisome in a couple planning to be married. My husband and I have both faced layoffs and the ensuing periods of unemployment in the last 15 years. He was laid off for 23 months right after 9/11 because his industry tanked. But we are partners, So any bills were our bills. Any expenses were our expenses. And any income was our income. Would you turn into a petty tyrant if he were laid off? Probably not. So why is it acceptable for him to act that way? I agree with another user who has a great name. By the way, Nefarious Mango. You two need couples counseling. You guys have to work these issues out before you get married. Otherwise, you're going to be here posting about how you're considering divorcing your new husband. Another comment replies, you sound like you're working hard and have fallen on tough times. I would be really surprised if my financially stable boyfriend of 5 years was freaking out like this. You're obviously trying to fix the situation. How much more school do you have left? I hope he stops being selfish and gives you a little respect and support while you get back on your feet. I would understand his position if you had squandered your money on substances or gambling and had no interest in a job or school, but that is clearly not the case. This guy sounds like a real jerkaroni. Hope he says, no substances or gambling for me. I barely even drink. I have 3 years of school left, and then I will be able to get a job as a math teacher, which are in high demand in my area. And we do have an update.
Let's just get into it. I want to see if there's any change or if this is just heading towards a cliff.
I am so lost. I'm wondering if I should stay or if I go. Here's what's going on. I got a job bartending on weekends, 45 minutes from home. It is a bar I used to work at, and honestly, I'm pretty happy to be back. The only downside is the long drive, especially at 3 in the morning. I've been there for maybe 5 weeks now. It is a huge shift in income since I work Friday and Saturday nights. I have never made this much money in so little time. I finally feel like things are turning around. I started to feel really good. I am so close to catching up on my bills and medical debt and taxes, etc. I figured my fiancé would be proud of me and happy that I'm getting my life in order. I want to enter this marriage debt-free, and I thought he would appreciate that. Today's my first day off in a long time. Being a full-time student and working 2 jobs is exhausting. I was planning to do a little birthday shopping for him and then get groceries. His house, has been reminding me of that a lot lately, which, yes, he bought it, but it still hurts. It was already clean. I had already stayed up until 2 a.m. the other night scrubbing it. I was planning to cook him dinner and maybe finally enjoy some quality time. It's like I never see him anymore. And then this happened. He's been acting really resentful. Today I told him how much I made this weekend, thinking he would be proud. Instead, he lost it.
Yeah, this isn't a relationship that can continue.
And it's time to break up.
Break up. Yeah, if he's acting mean when you're financially not stable, and he's acting mean when you are, then there's nothing to this relationship.
Time to break up. Full on rage when I said the money was going towards my debt and a little into my personal savings, just so I would have some emergency money. I had nothing before this. I did not think that was unreasonable. Please tell me if it is.
It's
not.
not.
We had talked about this when I started the job again. I told him I just needed 2 months to catch up, and then I would start contributing again. But he screamed at me about how I take advantage of him, how I will never pay bills again, how I don't appreciate him. He accused me of not respecting him or caring about his feelings, and he told me to get out of his house. I think this guy honestly just sounds like he sees down the pipeline that you're going to finish your degree and end up with a job in a field that probably makes more money than him, and he's getting preemptively insecure.
Yeah, well, he's trying.
It.
I think he's trying to get you to feel like you are indebted to him, even though he's not really supporting you in any way.
Yeah, unbelievable. Edit. Would you consider this emotional or verbal abuse? Yeah.
Yep.
Already, I'm saying yes.
Yep.
He got me so worked up, and then he mocked me for crying and having panic attacks.
Yep.
I ended up screaming just to release the frustration, and he would not let me speak. And when I finally did, he completely disregarded everything I said and kept ranting. Then he called me crazy and said he would call the police to take me out of his house. And by the way, you can listen to full episodes of stories like this on your favorite podcast platform, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts. Just search OK Storytime. We have a little bit more story left. You gotta leave. It's beyond time to leave. Your life will be better. So much better. You know, maybe
a whole lot better.
Talk to some of your coworkers at the bar. See if anybody knows anyone who's looking for a roommate, a quick place that you can go to, a couch to crash on in the interim. But yeah, get out of his house.
Please leave.
Get out. I'm seriously freaking out. I've been having hardcore panic attacks, and I'm shaking so bad I can't even get out of bed. I don't know what's wrong with me lately. I think this relationship, but I've been getting intense urges to hurt myself. I don't want to, but after he left for work, okay, I'm just skipping over that. He told me to leave, and I don't have the energy to move. I'm not ready to give up on us. No. There is no us.
You are. There
It's
is no
over.
us. When
It's
you are
over.
getting these urges, when you are feeling this way, when you're feeling depressed being with him, when you were doing so well in other areas, finally. Like you had this whole period where you weren't doing well, feeling out awful, and now you're back up. He's made you feel awful. Leave him. He's the only element of your life that's making you feel awful.
Yeah. He told me to leave. I don't have the energy to move, and I'm not ready to give up on us. When things are good, they're really good. Is this my fault? Should I leave?
It's not your
It's
fault.
It's not
You
your
should
fault.
Leave.
And you should leave.
Leave. He's making you feel awful about yourself when you are doing well.
And that
Leave.
is the end of that story.